So that's going to be interesting.
Where's Golden State in your mind now?
Over the hill. That's where they are. You know where the hell they are, Tom. Hey, hey, listen. They had one of the greatest runs in NBA history, but it's over, man. They're just old. Everybody gets old. Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it. The Lakers, they're counting on a 40-year-old LeBron, 41. So I don't think that's going to work against going to try to get them guys going through 3 or 4 rounds in the playoffs. But no, the Warriors just old. Steph is on the Mount Rushmore, but he's going to keep breaking down because of age and wear and tear. I don't think Jim is the same player, and Draymond's definitely not the same player. But they just got old. There's nothing you can do about that.
As a Golden State Warriors fan, I absolutely agree with Charles Barkley saying it's over for the Warriors. His logic isn't all the way there because you look at the Lakers, they're not depending on 41-year-old LeBron James. He's the third option. They're depending on Luka Doncic for the future, who's averaging 35. And that's the problem with Golden State. They drafted absolutely poorly. Kaminga's about to be off the team. Moody, they have a lot of players who do not belong in the league unless it was for Golden State. When Golden State was dangerous, they had players who could start for almost every other team come off the bench, in the Sean Livingstons, the Mo Spates, the Mo Buckets. Even during the KD era, they had guys like David West coming off the bench. Now they got guys playing big minutes who wouldn't start. Steve Kerr, I love you, brother, but why are you playing Podziemski and Moody over Will Richard? Getting DNPs is crazy. But this team does not have a young superstar. And in this era, Jimmy Butler's been phenomenal his last 2 games. And people are like, well, he only had 25. He shot 21 times. And that's what we love to see from Jimmy Butler. He has to realize a Jimmy Butler shot is 100 times better than a Podziemski shot, a Moses Moody shot. But even so, this team just is terribly constructed. They don't have a center who can play defense whatsoever. It's over. Unless they make some trades, because you look at all the teams in the West that are competing for championships, they all have young superstars. You look at the Thunder, it's a very young team with SGA, J-Dub. Hardenstein was a great addition, but who can forget the Chets of the world? You look at the Spurs, Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle. You look at the Nuggets again, Jokic, Jamal Murray. Like, Jokic just barely turned 30. Lakers, same exact thing. Other than LeBron James, most of that team is young with the Aidens, the Lucas, the Reeves. They have a bright future. The Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards. The Rockets, right? They have Kevin Durant, Şengün. I just don't think that's a contending team. You look at the Suns. The Suns haven't reached their full potential yet because Jalen Green and Devin Booker haven't been playing, but one's healthy. That team with Iguodala, Booker, Green, Dylan Brooks, who's having a phenomenal season. Warriors are basically Steph Curry, go get 30 to 40, or we're getting blown out the building. And against good teams, he'll go get you 40, 50, and it's still not enough. It's not Steph Curry, because Steph Curry is still giving you 29 points per game. He's looking better than ever. And for the fact that he's being run into the ground, it's because they're the worst offense in the league when he goes to the bench 2 years in a row. They were number 1 last year. Now they're still top 5 with him on the court, but when he heads to the bench, they need to get a young superstar around him. It needs to be, and if they can't get a superstar, they need to get a center, and they need to get a center and a guy who can drop 30, who's 6'7", 6'8", who can guard.